Hello and welcome to Waylander's Wandering, where it's Sunday the 23rd of July 2023 and it's time to go through the Sunday preview from Games Workshop once more. Starting off and jumping straight in, we have from the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry game, Warcry Crypt of Blood starter set. This brand new starter set gives you everything you need to start playing with swift and decisive skirmish games. Warcry Crypt of Blood contains two smaller than normal warbands, the Crimson Court and Xandire's Truth Seekers, who are battling over treasures inside a legendary vampire tomb. Featuring some very, very nice semi-ruined graveyard terrain pieces. This box contains a game mat and new terrain comprising a sarcophagus, statue, ruined walls and fences. Also included is a 72-page Start Here book, which covers the core rules for Warcry, as well as bespoke missions for this set. There are fighter and ability cards for the two warbands, 18 dice, and a cardboard token board with punch-out range ruler. Also going to be seeing a Warcry Questa Soulstorm, which is set free from the depths of the Gnarlwood. The Questa Soulstorm will be available to pre-order separately next week. These elite warriors are the creme de la creme of the Stormcast Eternals, expected to triumph over impossible odds as they take on lethal missions all across the mortal realms. This group of 6 warriors are each worth a company of lesser fighters and contain fearsome specialists such as the errant Questor duelists, an incomparable master of weaponry, and the song-sworn knight Relictor, who performs powerful evocations and accessories with skulls. Which is, you know, everyone needs to accessorise, boys and girls. And if you're going to do it, may as well do it with skulls. This is not a recommendation, by the way. They're not real ones anyway. Next up, we see the Royal Beast Flayers, also from Warcry. The hunt is on. The Royal Beast Flayers are riding out on them in the magnificent panoply of the King's Court to track the greatest game for their noble liege lord. To outsiders, that heraldry looks an awful lot like blood, offal and bone, but the Flesh-Eater Court's delusions are as overwhelming as their ferocity. This twisted band of monster hunters includes a Royal Flaymaster, a Beast Flayer, Baron, a coterie of ghoul gore squires and trackers, and 2 sinister simian brutes known as offal hounds. So if you've got a lot of dead bodies lying around and you need them clearing up, get some ghouls in. Best clean up bit in the business. Find them in the yellow pages under what bodies are these. Next up, we're seeing some merch with the Attaboy Warhammer lanyards featuring an Orky one and an Imperial Marine one. The Orky one, of course, screams Daka 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 on the lanyard itself, and the Imperial one is for the Emperor. Both lanyards come with clear vinyl ID holders with a themed backing card and have the anti-strangle snap points in the back. So, merch kids, go for it. Also in the merch we have the Mercoid Warhammer 40,000 desk mats. One featuring some very nice artwork of each of the factions, which is very nice indeed actually, and the second featuring covers from what appear to be 2nd edition codexes, which are very nice if you want something that's going to bring back those old 2nd edition memories. So if you're in the need of a desk mat, but let's call it what it really is, a mouse mat, order one. Both the lanyards and desk mats will be available directly from the Games Workshop web store and certain stores on the 29th of July. So, I don't know, go for your life. Buy what you want. Next up, we are looking at the Black Library, where we have the End of Death Volume 1, which is a Horus Heresy Siege of Terror book by Dan Abnett, After 7 years of agonising civil war, the armies of the arch-traitor Horus Lupercal have sacked the walls and breached the gates of the imperial palace. The end is nigh. The death of the emperor's dreams is almost upon us. Some faint hope remains on this final day, but the trials that must be overcome lest chaos triumph are monumental. Dan Abnett's first part of the final chapter of the epic Horus Heresy series will be available to pre-order in paperback format next week. Dan Abnett, as I've probably mentioned before, is one of the finest authors that Games Workshop has in their stable, and he's actually quite a lovely bloke. I met him once, way back. He won't remember it. I do, because it was that amazing. Speaking of Dan Abnett, we have the Gaunt's Ghost series are going to print on demand. Discover the adventure of the exploits of Tanith first and only in Straight Silver, Honor Guard, Sabbat, Martyr and the Guns of Tanith. The print-on-demand window opens the 29th of July and runs for 16 days, ending on Monday the 14th of August at 8 AM UK time. These items can take up to 120 days to arrive, and these books are all in glorious hardback. If you don't read Warhammer 40,000 novels, but you really want to get into the spirit and the lore and everything to do with Warhammer 40,000, I cannot recommend Gaunt's Ghosts enough. It's quite a large series now, somewhere in the region of 14 books, but let's be honest, kids, they're really good. You don't have to buy them and read them all at once. Don't be daunted by the number of books. I mean, for goodness sake, if you did that, you'd be frightened of libraries, which is kind of ridiculous. These books are great. I recommend them. I've read these multiple times. They are absolutely fantastic. Think of a cross between science fiction, Remarks All Quiet on the Western Front, and if you ever read them, Sven Hassel's pseudo war diaries, which are kind of fun as well. But enough of that. I'm afraid that's the end of the Sunday preview for this week. If you've enjoyed what I've got to say, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Equally, if you didn't like what I had to say, leave a dislike instead and comment to tell me that you didn't like it, because, you know, Waylander, I really hated this and this is why. It's a lot more constructive than just, you know, leaving a dislike, but it's up to you. If you are going to place any of these pre-orders, wherever possible, I would highly suggest, which is mainly going to be for the Warcry stuff this week, that you get it from your friendly local game store rather than direct from Games Workshop themselves. My favourite is the amazing Mighty Lancer Games, who have never let me down. In Bridlington, QR code on screen, link in the description down below. They will give you up to 20% off all your Games Workshop purchases, and, you know, other stuff as well. And I will get a small affiliate payment for that of, well, very small. And it's fantastic. But that's enough for me from this week. I've been Waylander. You've been absolutely amazing. I love all your faces, and goodbye.